Let me rehash it again. Basically, we want to talk about film, TV, music, break stuff down, talk about different things under the hood. Look at BTS. Look at how did they do this? How did they do that? What tools might they use? Like, hey, I need to learn how to color grade something. Can I learn how to do it on stream? And then we go into DaVinci Resolve and do it. Maybe we do that. Sports. I love the Knicks. Love New York City Football Club. I love US soccer. So we talk about that. Gaming. We will be playing games because I do enjoy gaming. Like I'm very much a story-driven person. Like you guys will learn that. The more I talk about film and TV, the more you realize that I love film. I love stories. And so it'll probably be story-based. Maybe some gaming with friends if I ever make some. We can do some Fall Guys or Repo or Schedule 1 type stuff. As again, Rivals maybe as things happen. And there's general knowledge. So if, like something comes up, something we all want to learn, we could do that. So that's kind of the general pillars of the kind of content that I want to do. Right. But there's a couple of things that like also coincide with this. Is the content will figure itself out. The exact things we do will figure itself out. That part does not worry me. Like literally the thing that I have learned by watching streamers is whatever level of production that you want to get to in terms of you want the most overly produced FX6 shot type stuff, or if we just want to put something on your phone and stream. I'm using a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 currently to stream right now. You can do basically whatever you want. You just got to figure out, just got to make the content, right? And the thing is, somebody on this planet is probably going to watch you. Now, the hard part is everybody's starting to stream now. Little people, big people, celebrities. India Love is streaming. India Love didn't stream before Streaming University. Now she's a streamer, right? Folks who have TikTok and Instagram followings are streaming. And I get it. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I like yapping. I actually do like to yap, as you can tell. I am here yapping my brains out right now, right? But how do you then grow? How do you get viewers? How do you get people to pay attention to your content? Well, luckily for me, basically every big streamer gives their play. Like nobody's gatekeeping these days either, which is so cool. Nobody's gatekeeping. So everybody's giving out the tea. They're telling you how to do it. They're all telling you what to do. Like whether it's agent, whether it's I can't think of nobody else right now, to be honest. Why is it small text? We don't want small text. I can't zoom, which is kind of right. So by the way, I use Notion for my basically stay organized just in life in general. This is just one way. This is locked. Let's unlock. Monitor 3. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. Right, so folks can see it. There we go. All right. I don't know what this song is, so I'm gonna change that. Ooh, Gorillas. Interesting to be in a Can I Kick It radio station. But it's cool. Right, so how do you go on this app? And luckily everybody's telling you how to do it. So they always say to be discovered, you have to basically put your content out into the ecosystem, right? So we need basically you need to have engaging content, right? You got to interact with chat. Boom. And then the third thing is you got to push on socials. Right? So you got to push on socials. Which ones? Basically all of them. All of them. So I made a little buckets here that we can figure out, right? So like we want to know, what do we do with our long form content? So that's things like when I was just talking about the Knicks, that's an entire segment that I can basically take out of the VOD, right? Well, one, you have your VODs, so you can put up your entire VOD if you want, right? Some people like that. Some people want to watch the entire VOD. Some people just want to watch part of the VOD. They like to see some of the dirty, gritty, whatever. But sometimes you want to put out an edited or slightly edited um highlight, right? It was good best way to call it. Twitch calls it highlights internally, so that's something to use. It's like that entire Nick segment after we end off stream. I am taking that section, like I'm literally going into Twitch. I'm saying I want from this point to this point, and I'm taking that out to use for other stuff to put on YouTube, and then maybe chop it up. The next thing, and then edit a highlight. So I think that's kind of the only two things you could do with really long form content, right? And then let's do it. I'm gonna add another thing here. I'm gonna do a control CV, right? And there's a reason why. I'm gonna do long form. Let's make this mid form. What do we call mid form content? I love your girl. Let's want to change you. You know what? Let's go to kick push. All right, so you got mid form content. And mid form content is anything that I would consider to be 1 to 5 minutes. Like long form content is 5 minutes plus. Mid form content is anything that is 1.5 to 5 minutes. First got it when he was 6, didn't know any tricks. Short form content is anything from 30 seconds to 0.5 to 1.5 minutes. Oh, and yeah, I can't type. All right, so 30 seconds. Let's put 30 seconds. I don't like how that looks. Kick flip, he landed. Label the misfit, a bandit. Cocoon. So 30 seconds to 1.5 minutes is what we would call mid-form content. Now the question is, where might we put this mid-form content, right? So you take your edited highlights, you take your VODs. I think you can do this too, right? So like more of a clip style, more like clips. So it's not a full 20-minute video, but it could literally just be like, hey, what is the main thing that we want people to focus on here, or at least 1 or 2 of them. So you could theoretically do that for that. And then I don't know why they keep telling me I'm not YouTube is spelled incorrectly. It's not 2 words. I had the dictionary. It's not 2 words. Mama said he was feeling himself. That was the button to press. Okay. Right. And then short form content. Now, short form content, whether I like it or not, because I honestly don't really like short form content too much, is key. Short form is key. We know this. Instagram Reels, TikTok, Snapchat if you're nasty. That's where everybody lives, right? So I think that's where that goes. So we just basic clips, right? So we want clips generally, just clips. Now the next thing though is audience. Is the audience, right? Because this is I will admit, we like variety streamers. This is a pretty range variety right here. Film, TV, and music, sports, gaming, general knowledge. This is kind of varied, right? And so some of it's going to come over time to learn what hits in what different place. But I think a good strategy for myself is that some things should only be posted or mostly posted on one of these platforms, right? YouTube being an exception for long form content, I think if we just break up the VODs and edit highlights, that's fine for now. But these ones is where I'm like, I need to understand and figure out what's gonna hit, because we want people to find the clip, say, I like this guy, and then they're gonna come to me, right? They're gonna come over here and hang out with us. So in that vein though, With YouTube, actually, you know what? I'm also going to control V because we forgot about Twitter. Right? Forgot about Twitter/X. I think this one is fine, but with YouTube, for mid-form content, not the shorts, but mid-form content, I think we can go with any hot take or really funny moment. I think we shouldn't worry for YouTube mids which category it falls into. I think any of those work. I would say, yeah, I think any of those work. I think so. Twitter, now I have a new Twitter and I have a personal Twitter. So I haven't really leveraged the That Guy Auto Twitter yet. We haven't really talked about that one too much. Uh, my foster bot is supposed to be running, but I guess it's not. I gotta learn how that works. But I think I would go with probably soccer and film. Things that that have a discussion. Right? So soccer and film, TV, music stuff. I think that space, because you can get people to comment and start conversations and, you know what I mean, and get people engaged in that fashion. I think that's probably the best place for that stuff. You know what I did forget? I forgot about Reddit. So Control V. Reddit. I think Reddit for me would also need to be clips from soccer and film, TV, music. I am not, and this is personally like the different spaces that I'm involved in as well that I can leverage to get eyeballs, right? I'm pretty active in multiple soccer communities, and I'm pretty active in some of the film, TV ones. Music a little bit less so, right? I try not to spend too much time arguing with folks in Reddit because it can get a little like not good for your health. I've got ulcers a couple of times just fighting with folks. But I think this might be it, right? Because I'm a New York City Football Club guy. I'm a U.S. soccer kind of guy. There's a growing rate of creators and a growing rate of people trying to push the sport forward in that manner, but it's still not a lot. So I might, and there's not a lot of black folk either. So I might be able to squeeze in there. Like on Reddit and Twitter, I might be able to squeeze in if I'm consistent enough. If I'm consistent enough, I might be able to squeeze in. We'll see. It's just an attempt. You know what I mean? Like, hey guys, not many New York City Football Club creators out there. Come kick it with me. We're gonna do a watch along today. You know what I mean? Because I like doing watch alongs. I think that's gonna be fun. Now, for the shorts, reels, and TikTok, I think because they have to be snappy and quick, you don't want to hold on to nobody for too long. I think we want hot takes and gaming for these three. I think if it's a hot take, and I have a lot of those, by the way, guys. I have so many hot takes, like scalding hot takes, like hot takes that make you go, what is, like, now, not as bad as the trash taste dudes. I love those guys. Not as bad. My takes aren't as bad as them, but they are pretty bad. Not bad. They are pretty hot. But I do think across all three, right? And probably not in sports. Probably more so because soccer's pretty niche, right? I don't think if I'm going on TikTok or Instagram Reels, I'm gonna get a lot of like really spicy takes there. Probably more so around film, and then gaming will probably be the meta for myself, right? Because I'm not gonna do the constantly having a hot woman around me kind of thing. And eventually when we do IRLs, we will just have people, and those will just be like whatever clips are funny I think we take. But for now, I think this is decent. I think if we're consistent with streaming, and then the second hardest part is being consistent with creating this stuff. I'm coming up with processes and I'm coming up with things to kind of help make it a little bit easier for me to kind of do it without stressing myself out. Because that's the other part. I like everything in life costs time and money. And I don't have too much of either to spare. To spare. That's its operative term is to spare, right? And my time fluctuates across different landscapes. So if I am doing like a lot of photo video projects, my time is taken up with editing. If I'm doing a lot of community service, my time is taken up elsewhere, right? And I don't get many days to just relax and not really have to do anything, not be on. So I do genuinely like enjoy those days where I get to just basically like veg out. Um, but I might need to sacrifice some of those days because, like, for instance, I think my segment last week talking about agents pocket watching class was pretty good. I ain't did nothing with those clips. They're just sitting in Twitch right now. I need to do better on that. So I think this is solid. I think this is solid. Now, goals. Goals. So I have three main goals when it comes to Twitch. I don't really care too much about having followers on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube. Like those things help. YouTube is actually I lied. YouTube I do have a goal. There's a specific goal and there's a reason why for that. We'll talk about that next. But for Twitch, I don't want to be a super huge creator, right? Let's do it in this way too. I'm gonna do it in this way. Let's make a table. We'll do a table. We'll do goal. We'll do goal amount. Sorry. End of year. And then long term. Boom. I think that works. Can I? It's not gonna work. All right. So your followers, dude, what the hell? Right. I'm just gonna do it this way. Subs, CCV. All right. No, let's do current. Let's add one to the left. Let's do current so we can track. By the way, this is what businesses do. This is business strategy, guys. Right? You sit down, you write all this stuff out, and then you figure out exactly what you want to do, and how you might achieve it. So followers currently, we have 30. Shout out to Lil Deshaun for being the 30th follower. We don't have any subs because we're not eligible. And right now, we're averaging 2.5 CCV. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie. Our numbers are terrible, guys. End of the year, I think 250 followers. No, that's too many numbers. 250 followers is good. I think 50 subs is solid. And 100 CCV is based. If we can get to this stage by the end of the year, I'm happy. Long term, again, followers doesn't mean much to me per se. It's good to have them. But long term, maybe 2 years. Let's say 2 years. Right? 2 years. We go 1,500 followers. It's too many zeros. We go, let's see, 250 subs and a CCV of like somewhere between 200 to 400. None of this is easy. None of this is guaranteed, but that's the goal. Man, this is Kanye before you went crazy. No, this is Kanye? I think this is Kanye. Selfish. myself. I can't help it. At least it sound like Kanye. So those are the goals, right? And so again, we talk about business. So you set your goal. I want to do this last though for a specific reason. So I kind of wanted to walk through this myself. So I set my goal, right? I set the kind of content that I want to do. And I'm always taking feedback. I ask some folks who are photo video people what they want to see. They mentioned some like gear reviews and such. I'm gonna add that to this list. And how do I attract people? So how do we grow? Is we need to attract people here. And the quality of some things, I can't guarantee it. Like I don't have the time to fully edit the VODs and add the different things that like, Puce does and Clippy TV. I wish I could. I actually should learn that, to be honest. Them channel managers make bank. They make like 30K in a month, some of them, because they're, they work for the bigger streamers and those streamers get views. But that mid-form content and short-form content. And because I don't think this is ever gonna be for me personally. I feel like my furniture keeps falling apart. I just heard something drop. I don't know what it was. Anyway. So yeah, because financially, right? I'm a photographer, filmmaker, videographer at heart. I want that to be my main job. I want this to supplement that and be just a part of the thing, in the way that I connect the community. So for YouTube though, we do need a goal. Right? For YouTube, we need a goal. This won't let me do it. All right. So right, I don't think you need CCV. I don't know how much CCV counts for YouTube, but let's see. YouTube creator. I don't know how much. Like, what do you YouTube money qualifications? I don't know how to search this. Qualifications. All right, so yeah, okay. Program partner. Oh, that is so bright. Wow, I just flashbanged myself. Jesus. Right. So all of these things matter. Yeah. Right. But what are the qualifications? All right. So you have partner and then ad revenue unlocked, which is crazy actually. So now we know, right? So let's go back. So we know what's our sub. Let's go back. Let's go to our channel. All right, we have 5 subscribers. I actually thought it was gonna be 1. Keep the stack. But we got 5 subscribers. So you can put that in there. There's no sub. There's no there's no followers technically. So it's just subs. Okay. So we can go to this. So it's mostly about subs and like watch hours, to be honest. Because if you're making content, you're gonna meet the video requirements regardless. Oops, wrong one. So Jesus, that is so bright. So you need 3,000 valid watch. So you need 3 valid uploads, 3 valid public watch hours in the last 12 months, or 3 million public short views. So it's one of those 2. So watch hours, and then we'll do an optional short watch hours, right? And so I don't know how long it is right now, but we need. This is cumbersome. 3K within 12 months. So we need 3,000 watch hours in 3 months, and then or 3 million short views, which is, I'm just gonna put 3. That's a lot, right? Now, chat, do we think we can get here this year? Maybe with the shorts. If we pop off with some shorts, maybe, who knows? Maybe. right? So I'm gonna put these both at long term. Dude, why can't you just control C? All right. Okay. This is interesting to go for. Like, this is supposed to be a Lupe Fiasco playlist. Was not expecting this. All right. So let's say we want to try to get half, 1500 and 1.5 M, right? Boom. For subs, you need 1,000, 500. You need 500. That one's harder. I would say let's try to shoot for 100 this year, 500 for this year. Let's go. We might need to break this one up into two, a long term over 1 year and a long term over 2 year. So we do long term 1 year, and then 2 years, right? So now we know we might get this because you need, in order to get ad revenue, we need 1,000 subs. Right? So you need 1,000 subs. You need 4,000 watch hours, and you need or 10 million. And that it's in the last 90 days, which is a crazy statistic. Like, that's a crazy statistic to keep. And for the sake of the conversation, just to see where we are now. That's interesting. Okay, gotta go to my YouTube studio. So bright. Everything is so bright. All right. I have a couple videos that is blocked. Yes, I know. All right. We have. It's funny. My shorts don't do too bad, to be honest. And that's why people say shorts are valid. I don't know what counts as like a valid watch hour, but I have a short that got 2.1 thousand views. Interesting. Which is crazy, actually. So what's my analytics? That's what I'm looking for. All right. That's wild, actually. So I'm actually surprised by this. I can't show everything. Let's see. So we have 4.6K views, 8.2 watch hours, and just 1 subscriber. That's gonna be the hardest to overcome. The subscriber is gonna be the hardest to overcome. And like, people are watching most of these all the way through. So, well, not all of them, but some of them. Why is this the one that popped the most? How? What? Oh wait, this is the time period. Wait, this is the last 28 days. Let's do 2025. Okay. What's up with this number? Okay, so shirts apparently change counts. All right, guys, hold on. I gotta show you. I need to show you what my most watched short on YouTube is currently. I don't understand how this one is the one. But sorry for the flashbang. Oh, so bright. This one somehow did the best so far. And this is from Expedition 33 game. 24 up. The algorithm makes no sense to me, guys. And granted, I have other stuff that I haven't posted everywhere yet, so sure, maybe that's why. But this gets 2K views. I guess I have to fight a cheered so far as winning across all of my content. And I don't understand it, to be quite frank. I don't get that one. But all right, that basically means I gotta lock in on YouTube Shorts. That's just all that tells me. Businessman. We gotta lock in on them YouTube Shorts. Cause brother, how? How? It's funny. Like, and I noted that I have so far just 4 point something K, right? 5.7K total, but views on YouTube Shorts have changed. But for the last 28 days, that's the 4.6. So the last 28 days, the last month, 4.6 thousand views. Half of that was So We Fight Chairs Now. Got all of the algorithm. Oh. That just makes me laugh. Like, oh. Like, you could put that. It's so interesting. It's so interesting. You could put together a well-crafted anything. We have a short out right now. I have a short film out. It has less views than that. It has less views than that. Like, hold on, I want to look up some stuff because I want. It's not just me, right? It's not just me, guys. Let's go. All right, this one. So let's look up short film. Right. All right, 30K, 4.4 million. All right, they're gonna show you the ones that have the most views. So, all right, I don't feel too out of it because there are people that are like doing good. Okay, because if I just typed in short film and like we were seeing, not a lot, I'd be a little aggravated. But to be fair, there are some that are gonna do better than others for different reasons. That's scary. I don't like that. That's scary. I would say another piece of content that I really, really want to do, I just got to figure out how to do it though, is watching films, short or otherwise, in chat. Like getting some folks and then maybe even talking to the creators and such. I love filmmaking. I love the filmmaking process. So I kind of want to see what we got going.